Monday, April 21st. Just heading into the shop a little late today on Easter Monday. I had an electrician who was able to come over and move some wiring around in the little basement reno that I'm kind of off and on of. I spent this whole weekend kind of doing it and messed up my back and legs a little bit lifting the bar when I should have probably waited for help. But anyway, electrician came, did a bunch of work, got power ran everywhere we needed it run, and got it set up for some pot lights in the bar area. And I was able to start cutting the window opening in the wall from the bar to the TV. So I need to get some 2x10 and 2x6s so I can put a header in and support that and open up the opening. It's pretty amazing how about a 3 foot by 3 foot hole just opens that room right up. So yeah, exciting about that, and just gonna head into the shop and see what's happening. Mondays are usually slow as it is, and then add the Easter weekend to it, and things just aren't too busy. So it was a good day to be able to stay home for half the day and deal with a little bit of stuff. So yeah, normally I want to try and start these videos off at the shop with cars right away, but today that didn't work out. I did do a walkthrough over the weekend when I was there meeting somebody, so really a lot hasn't changed other than Fert's probably remasking the boat, getting ready to paint the other color, and whatever's happening in the automotive and detail shop. So if there's anything exciting going on, I'll break out the cameras. If not, probably just take care of some business. And getting back on the Lincoln that's in storage soon. The owner has reached out and put a deposit down to keep going. So we're going to look into that. When we paused the project, we were going to buy a Mustang and use the chassis from a Mustang, like a like a 25 and newer. You could call it the S550 chassis. That was kind of the idea, but then I was thinking about it more over the weekend here, and we'll probably, being that we already have a Coyote and transmission, I'm thinking it might make sense to buy the Detroit Speed Aluma frame that we put in the Eleanor Mustang and 4-link kit, and then we just build our own chassis to connect those together in the Lincoln. And you can order that S550 chassis, of course, to fit the Coyote motor. So I think that makes the most sense, what you're going to get out of it and how well it will work in there. So I know we did measurements before that the Mustang chassis would have worked, so that should make sense to be order that up and make that work. I do think there's 2 widths that I can order that chassis in, so I will measure up the car soon and look over those measurements with the staff in the fab department and come up with a game plan. And if that's the way we want to go, we'll get that chassis ordered up. And the other reason I thought of doing that was we were going to go with big Willwood brakes or bare brakes or something on this Lincoln anyway, so you can order that chassis ready for those brakes or with the brakes. So it kind of defeats the purpose of buying a Mustang to chop up at this point. So back last year when we were first looking at doing that, I had found a really good deal on a Mustang at an auto wrecker, and I had a deal line, or sorry, not at an auto wrecker, at a dealership. Honda had one here in Chilliwack, and I had a deal with the auto wreckers to buy all the good panels when we were done with it, and we would have sold the Coyote engine out of it, and it was going to make it fairly inexpensive. But with the labor to take it all apart and to go through all of that, I think for the same money we can end up with the higher end Aluma frame from Detroit Speed and end up with a better product in the end. So it's kind of the idea. I did get a quote on a Roadster Shop chassis as well, but again, the American dollar, or sorry, the Canadian dollar, buying out of the US right now, I don't know if we want to go down that road. It's a lot of money, and again, a whole bunch of work to install it. You basically cut the whole floor out of the car and build off of it anyway. So I think with an Aluma chassis from Detroit Speed, 4-link kit from Detroit Speed for the Mustangs as well, I think we just join that together with some tubular structure on our frame table and just make it work. Makes the most sense at this point. So anyway, enough blabbing about that. Just excited to get back on that job soon, so you guys will see that coming up soon. And as well, the 56 Merc. The customer has been in the middle of a move, so I think that's why it's been on hold a little longer than we thought. He's moving from, I think, Langley to Chilliwack. So yeah, so he's a bit busy with that. So we've been in talks about picking paint colors and picking upholstery colors, and maybe getting some stuff on order so we can get that 56 Merc kind of rolling for maybe mid to late summer this year, so you can get driving it. So yeah, a few things kind of on the go, which is good. A couple of big projects we want to dive back into and open up some room and storage. So that being said, I'm gonna get to the shop here and we'll see you there. All right, good Tuesday morning. Just got to the automotive shop, gonna take a look around. Beautiful weather today, so thought I'd start the video up front here. Got a couple of cool cars out here. Got a El Camino, it just came in, not sure what for. We got Heather's race car here. We've got the new slicks on it, getting it ready for racing. So I think it's gonna get some Stones decals on it, and then I think it's pretty much ready to go for them to get ready to get racing. So yeah, got that out there. Got my new Bronco out here. Weather's looking good. Shop doors are closed because it's coffee time. So let's just head in and see what's happening here. Morning.
Good morning.
All right, we'll do a walk around here shortly. I believe we finally got the seal in that fits on the Riviera, so we should be able to get the Riviera back on the road here real quick. We're still waiting on an ECM for this Cadillac, and John's been working on the 57. I believe we're pretty close to mechanically finished the automatic swap into this car. I think he was working on the Prindle switch, so the neutral park switch that works with the Dakota Digital. This car has the Dakota Digital HDX or RTX, I'm not sure. I think RTX, the retro, but it has the little digital display here in the middle, so that will give you the positions, because even though we did switch it to automatic, we still have the shifter out of the 55 that we had put together to make it look like it still had a 4-speed. So it'll still look kind of neat in this car, other than, of course, only 2 pedals. But I think that's where we're at with this, and then it'll head down and have the carpet and floor work done that needs to be done to have that completed, and then it'll get the detail. So we hopefully can get that out of here very soon. And not sure what this truck's in here for. We'll take a look, see if there's any evidence of what we're doing to it. Not sure. Nice Chevy. I'll have to look into what it's here for. Beautiful truck though. And I believe we're getting to the end of the big grocery list on the Stamina construction truck. I see the new door handles are on now. And yeah, so I think we're getting near the end of that. Not sure what's happening there. And over here, Dave's got a Mercedes with a airbag issue, I believe, right, Dave?
Yeah.
So yeah, needing a module, I guess. Is that what you have there?
This is the air valve assembly.
Okay.
This is the new one.
Yeah.
This is the old one, but the brand new one that we just got, I put it on the parts bin because the airline doesn't hold.
Oh,
so
wow. And those don't tighten up to hold?
No.
These looks like a nut style.
According to the instructions, you slide them in, pull them back a little bit, and it's supposed to lock in place.
Oh,
so
wow.
whatever lock is going on there is not functioning. So hopefully another one's readily available.
Yeah.
We'll get one coming. And
is that a new pump for it too, or is that something else?
That's a custom supply pump. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But actually found here on disassembly is that the breather here actually has a split in the line.
Oh, and it was
So it'd be sucking dirt in.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So
Yeah.
new pump.
New pump and new valve. And then did it need a bag or something too? Someone was saying
He's
maybe.
provided all the struts with all the bags included.
Oh, okay.
So
If they need to be changed?
we need to talk to him more.
Yeah.
Jake still wants to do that.
Oh, okay.
Or I think what it is right now, get this area done.
Yeah.
And see how the system
See how the
works.
system works, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's what that's here for. I seen it sitting outside yesterday all crooked, so it makes sense why it was crooked. And I believe we're just waiting for some parts on this Firebird. All right, I was just heading down to the hot rod shop and I caught John out in the 57, so I thought we would follow along. got John on a bit of a road test with the 57. So yeah, all the mechanical is done. Everything's working great, runs and drives great. And now it's down at the hot rod shop so we can get the floor and carpet modifications done. And then this thing will be a detail away from getting insured, and Kevin can start driving it around this season. Get it to some of the Thursday nights Rhode Iron shows and stuff. So that's cool. So yeah, let's check things out around here. The Camaro convertible is kind of at a stop at this point for the customer. We've done a bunch to it. We got the roof latching and working for him. So it's now a drivable car. He just needs to get some polish and detail and a couple little other things, but it's now a usable car. It hasn't been usable for many years. So that part of it's done. And Bernard's got the yellow Mustang back from tune. Did it all get dyno tuned, Mike?
Yes, it did.
Yeah?
It runs really good.
Runs really good now? Good. Because this has got the Ford Motorsports computer in it?
Yes, it does. Down the control pack.
Yeah, and he's able to tune that then?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. He did a really good tune.
Yeah.
Really conservative at here's his dyno sheet.
Oh, okay. So what do we got? 360 foot-pounds? Oh, almost 400 horse.
Yeah.
And is this what gen is this engine? 2?
That's a second gen. But
Second
that's
gen?
at the rear wheels.
Oh, and that's at the rear wheels.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
that's even better. Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, there we go. 381 horsepower, 360 foot-pounds of torque, and this is a running an automatic, right?
No.
Oh, no, this is a 6-speed. Yeah. Okay.
And that's a conservative tune with 91 octane.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what are you doing to it now?
Rear seat belts.
Rear seat belts. Okay. And then that's pretty close to done then at that point?
We'll be done, yeah.
Oh, right on. Cool. The yellow submarine can sink away. Good. 55's down here. He was working on it this morning, and I guess switched over to the Mustang now. Couple notes of what to do. So it's good. You guys are looking at, so we did do a custom trans mount, right?
Yeah, we absolutely did. So
And those are like a neoprene in there or rubber?
polyurethane, yeah.
Polyurethane.
Same sort of thing, super rigid.
Rigid, so we're going to try rubber.
Yep, that's what I want to do because I've
Yeah.
eliminated absolutely
Everything else is...
absolutely everything else.
Yeah,
That's right.
well, that's a pretty solid mount style, so hopefully,
That's right.
well, that sucks. You got to
So-
drop the cross member to...
Drop this guy to get it out. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, shoot,
So
yeah.
what I was talking to Corbin about is in the future with this one here, where the 3-bolt to the trans is we can isolate it between the mount and the trans
Yeah.
as well as on a mount. So it'll be double isolated if we do that.
Yeah.
When we get a new mount or
If we
bush
do
or
something like
whatever it
that,
is. That's right. Yeah.
So for now, we're just getting that leaf spring bushing style bushings out so we can measure it up and try and get some rubber.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm hoping to, use this style so we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Reinvent the wheel,
but,
yeah.
But if we need to chop and weld, there is room to do
Yeah,
so as
for
well.
sure.
It's just a matter of if Mike can find something.
We should be able... Those are based off of, I think, Toyota rear leaf springs.
Yeah, exactly. So an OEM leaf spring style would be perfect.
Yeah.
That would be great. Yeah.
And I think that's what Shane was using, was to keep it simple, was Toyota 4x4, like mid-80s.
Good.
Toyota 4x4 rear leaf spring bushings is what we were using for all of these custom motor mounts and everything to keep it simple. And
That makes sense.
yeah, so if he just orders rubber bushings for a Toyota rear leaf spring, it'll probably
Then it should be the same.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't realize that's how we had built it, but
Okay.
yeah.
And then I noticed that, the front engine mounts are virtually solid engine mounts too. So solid engine mounts along
Aren't
with...
they rubber right there though?
You do have a rubber piece in the
Yeah.
middle here, but it is like a polyurethane sort of thing.
Okay.
But polyurethane, and then again polyurethane all the way to the back. as
Yeah,
well.
so it's just
gonna
pretty
transfer
much you're never gonna get rid of that drone.
Correct. You're always
Yeah.
transferring that. So at least if I isolate the transmission to the mount and then the mount to
Yeah.
the cross frame, that'll
Yeah.
that'll quieten things up significantly.
Yeah.
So.
And have we checked the assembly on those motor mounts to make sure we didn't assemble them wrong or anything?
I can double
Because I
check.
just seen you move that rubber around pretty easy on that bottom.
It does move. Yeah, that's right. It moved.
Yeah.
It moved on this one too as well. They do move a bit. But
Okay, just as long as it's not grounding out, right?
Yeah, I could maybe.
Just worth a double look, but yeah. So we have a Lincoln down in storage that we're kind of got the green light to get going on again.
Yep.
And it's got a Coyote with an automatic that we're going to do. It's a 65 Lincoln.
Yep.
My thoughts were we were originally going to get one of the S50 chassis, S550 chassis, like a Mustang,
Yep. And do the whole.
and then use that whole chassis to put under the car.
Yep.
But then I thought, well, we're still going to want to upgrade the brakes. We're not going to want that electric power steering rack,
Yeah.
all that stuff. So why not see if it makes sense to buy this kit for the Lincoln,
okay.
and then buy the same 4-link kit that's in here for
Yep.
the Lincoln, and then we just build a tube chassis between the two.
That's virtually the same at the point.
Yeah, it's just because we were going to extend, use the firewall, the strut tower. We were going to use everything out of that S550 chassis and put the body on it. But then like I was thinking afterwards, it's like we're gonna want to upgrade all that stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So if we start with this Aluma chassis from Detroit Speed, we have all that upgrade. We get the C7 suspension, brake system, and spindles.
That's what it's based on.
That's what it's all. This is all C7 suspension
Okay,
up
okay.
front. So what I want to do is before this car gets, like when we're done with it, before we release it, we want to get maybe you and Corbin together, and we'll grab the Lincoln and this car and do some measuring.
Totally. Okay.
And then we can figure out like the frame rail on this car, like versus like level of the chassis versus how that mounts. Does it mount just square and level? Does it have a degree to it?
Yeah. Okay.
Anything like that. So when we go to put it in the build the car, basically we'll put the engine in the chassis, put it up in the hole, get it centered in the wheel wells, and then we figure out our height and angles, right?
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah,
And then
so-
that being said, if we use a Coyote and all that, we'd probably use a very similar.
It'll all be the
subframe,
same type
all
of
that
stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
It would be. This is the Detroit Speed Aluma frame kit,
Yep.
which everything you see connected to it, other than the engine and the tires, came from Detroit Speed, which
Okay.
is now owned by Holley anyway. But so you're going to get the coilovers, you're going to get the nice control arms, you're going to get all that. And I believe when I looked this up, they have 2 track width options, and you can order it with airbag struts, I believe, which is
Okay.
what we'd want for the Lincoln.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll use this as a bit of a measuring tool. But Shane and Corbin, I believe, Corbin was involved, I believe, when we first started the Lincoln a year ago or so.
Yeah.
They looked at the measurements of a newer Mustang, like that this would, like
Okay.
a newer Mustang,
Yep.
and the measurements were all really close. So I'm hoping the older subframe would be very close as well. So, but I believe there was 2 track widths.
Okay. So
available.
You said it's worthy of having both up on a horse.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd rather go that route than order a new or buy. I was going to buy a used car and
okay.
strip it,
Yeah.
right? Which we can do. I just wanted to do the best bang for the buck for the build,
Yeah.
and getting the high performance parts. It'd be nice to get it out of storage.
Series into it then.
Yeah. So, yeah, something to think about anyway.
Good. I like it. Good.
Anyway, there's a bit of a view of under this car. I don't know if you've seen it on camera before. Massive tires on the back, 9-inch we built in-house and all that. So trying to get down to the bottom end of this vibration issue, and everything is, all the angles are right, everything's right. We've had Pat's driveline involved, and yeah, they're just basically saying that with right now we have all these, everything's pretty solid mounted with the mounts that are in here, so we're going to swap these out for rubber, and that might make a big difference. So yeah, there we go. So he's been working on the Mustang and this 55. We got a little tracker in here that's getting a new roof installed. I think Clint's working on that. There was something unavailable to do with on the back hatch here. I think whatever clips the top in that they need to fabricate. So he's working on that. There was some welding on this truck to do. I think Corbin did some roll pan, I think. I see the bumper in the back. And yeah, so there you go. It now has a roll pan. So that's what it's in the fab shop for. So Corbin's got that done. This customer brought this in. He's got a huge grocery list of stuff. I think he was a mechanic, and but has some medical issues now where he just wants somebody else to take all the parts he's been accumulating and get the thing back together, or get it together and get it built. So we're helping him out with that. Over here, the Apache. We've talked about it before, but yeah, it has a sniper on it already. And then now we've installed the Hyperspark distributor to allow for timing control. The customer wanted that, so we're doing that, and Lyle's working on the carpet. So yeah, here we go. We're getting some carpet in here. Building some back panels here. So that's looking really nice. Making some stuff. Hey, how's it going? Good, good. Making some parts? Is that for that soft top?
Yeah. It was
Oh,
all
jeez.
fucking crumbly. This whole top piece is broken off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're making some.
Fun.
Yeah, it was either that or it was like $800 for 2 new pieces or something.
Oh, wow. Perfect.
Yeah.
Make her work.
Yep.
Fun, fun. What's this?
Those are the door panels
For this?
the factory metal cap.
Oh, okay.
I just need like the outside part of it.
Yeah.
And then I'll make a full panel.
Oh, nice. Cool. Carpet's looking good. It's a nice looking carpet.
Yeah, that's the German square weave.
German square weave. Nice. Cool.
170 yards. It's
Yeah, it looks expensive. Is this all the stuff for the 40 Ford?
That is for the.
Oh, the McLaughlin. Oh, okay. Did Barry bring the stuff for the 40 Ford, or did he?
Has it, so
He has it.
Yeah, he
Okay.
paid-
What are these headliners from?
Doug from AJ Towing.
Oh, okay, yeah. Crazy. They look like different colors. Is that just the way the grain is, or?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So you've already done them, or? Oh, okay.
They were crashed.
Oh, okay.
Boards were in rough shape. That's why I got it.
Little bit of cellulite there. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I think he's been building an old tow truck for years, yeah. Still waiting on parts for this beast. And Corbin's just fitting the exhaust back together on this truck, so. Yeah.
Piecing it back together.
Yeah, and then when we did the side exit exhaust, we just did the cutout, like the cutting, and then it went over to Vic's for them to connect it. They never put the flex pipes in, I heard.
Oh, yeah.
So you added flex pipes
I
today.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one sitting right here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so anytime you do these things, you have to put a flex in them so the body doesn't get destroyed. So we kind of caught that since we had to modify things, and now Corbin's added that in there. So it'll flex out now and not rattle the body to crap. So good. So this thing's getting close.
you betcha.
Awesome, man. Cool. And finally over here, the McLaughlin, Bernard's been getting back on it. The customer had some parts made. They finally got done. So the whole order is together to send out for chrome now, I believe. Just taking a look to see if I see the parts he had made. It was these pieces here that had to be remade. And yeah, so not sure where they're at, or if they maybe have everything already boxed up and ready to go for chrome. But yeah, we will be getting, Bernard's working on this right now, so we will be getting closer and closer with the McLaughlin. I think they actually want to get the engine running. It's completely rebuilt, and it just hasn't ran in like 6 years from then. So I believe that's what he's working on right now, is getting the thing primed up and ready to run. So perfect. Well, that's kind of it in the hot rod shop of end of things. Let's go around the corner and look in the body shop. So over here in the body shop, we got a Bob Furlot's Grand Am in here. Had some little rust issues popping up on the bottoms of his doors. So Ferd's got that all taken care of. I think it's just sitting here drying right now. But yeah, this guy keeps care of his cars, and we've done a bunch of paintwork to this to keep it going. So we'll take a look inside the booth here on the boat. Just masking up the black. And yeah, so we've got the white painted on the inside. Of course, he's masked a bunch of it up already, but you can see the white's been started here. And just get it masked up, and then he'll have to sand the black here where the drop down comes in, and we can get the final paint done. So yeah, out with the orange and in with the white. Cool. Okay, Kevin's on his way down for the farm truck. So I'm just gonna find the keys here and go outside and get it ready for him. Okay, they got it, and they're gonna try and get to the dump before they close. So let's hope it starts right up for him. Well, that's a good start. Sounds like it's running good. Yeah. Yeah. The end of the day here on Tuesday. Just brought a customer home. He lives up on Little Mountain doing some work on his cars, and haven't done a nice Shem Mountain View in a while, so I got both cameras going, Leah. So yeah, anyway, just up on Little Mountain and heading home. So I thought I'd throw the cameras up as the beautiful day today. So yeah, if you're not familiar with the area, this is one of the little mountain communities we have here in Chilliwack. My business partner has a house up here, right here on the right. Just now, this white house on the right, my Uncle Paul lived in when I was a kid, and just below him was Larry from Toyota. So if you're a longtime Chilliwack guy, you'll probably remember Larry from Toyota. I think I'm roughly the same, we were about the same ages of their kids just up this driveway here. I remember we used to go play with them on their trampoline. And then on the left here is the graveyard where my dad is actually put. So yeah, I haven't been there in years, but that's a little part of Chilliwack. If you're not from here, this is a little mountain. And just a couple of years, well, it's going to be 3 years ago this August. If you go left here, there's a small little mountain. I don't know, you can't remember what they call it, but it's another little section of Little Mountain. There was a house there we really wanted to buy, but they were still stuck in the old pricing of that time where people were getting 300 grand over on a $1 million property, and they weren't willing to budge much. So we didn't end up buying that place. We bought the house we're in now. But anyway, that's about that. So we will see you tomorrow.